Center this afternoon, we were just creating space for about 300 observers who are going to be coming in, both local and international. And we have very big teams. I think we have applications of more than 2,000 people who want to observe elections. So we really encourage that people participate in the process in terms of being observers.
And now that you're on the tallying issue, a lot of people have said that the problem in 2007 was tallying. The voting process, if, from what I remember, we lined up for I think 5 or 6 hours to vote. It seemed peaceful up until when the counting started and the tallying started. What was the problem then, and what difference have you made between then and now?
I mean, all of us were in Kenya at that time, and we know what happened. We got results, stopped. Result, stop, you know. It's that lack of continuity of the flow of the results.
Yes.
And we learned the very hard way. So we've been thinking, how is it that we can kill the space in between and make sure that results can reach us very, very fast from all over the country, so that we're not getting from one side of the country and then another side of the country.
Which then starts inflating numbers.
Yes. We have results coming in simultaneously from the whole country, because we are going to be transmitting, and that is not the legal result. That's not the, we are calling them provisional results. But why are we doing this? We'll have to change the law. But in the absence of the law, we've put a stopgap measure for now, so that when the presiding officer reads the results from the Form 16 in the tallying in the polling station, they pick up the mobile phone, they enter. That phone has been configured with the Form 6 only. They will enter the results in the Form 6.
Form 16?
No. Form 16 is used for parliamentary elections.
Oh, I see.
And, you know, the other election.
Oh, okay.
But for referendum,
the
form is 6. So they'll fill the Form 6, which is similar to the Form 16. And they fill it, and then after it is everybody builds consensus. Is this what we've agreed, and this is what we've counted? Yes. The agents sign, referendum agents present will sign, presiding officer will sign. They will announce the result. Immediately they announce, they pick up the phone, enter the results, and send.
What if they make some mistake?
They can correct it.
Okay.
If they make a mistake that is not, the additions are not correct, the phone will prompt. And so you
or
have
even,
made
or
a
even
mistake.
just, it's phones. I type 6 instead of 9.
It will tell you. In fact, even if you don't even notice, well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. But you will always have, the phone will, for the agents to look at, is this correct?
It's also like the way we do it with the mobile phone transactions for money.
Exactly. So it's like the M-Pesa principle. And then they will press send. That Form 6 will hit our screen at Bomas at that time when they are sending. It will also hit the screen at the tallying center within that constituency, so that when they pack their bags and they are coming to bring the results to the returning officer in the tallying center, the returning officer already has the results. So they cannot change it. If the returning officer is being manipulated on the ground and forced to read the wrong result, they can't, because it will come to us. We have it already in our screen.
So just a matter of
These
comparison.
polling stations are there.
Here's one, I'm sorry for interrupting, but here's one fear, maybe it's premature. But it's as a result of the fact that we've opened up our democratic space. So we have a lot of TV stations, radio stations, which presumably will be present in a lot of these centers. They do their own, not necessarily tallying, but as soon as you do that, and sometimes they may make mistakes because they want to be first with the news. What if someone goes and announces, that sometimes happens in America? You remember in 2000, where they said so-and-so had won, then they realized, no, he hadn't actually won, but they can't actually take it back. It's too late.
That's why we have all of you, the media, monitoring, the observers, and the referendum committee agents. We all work together as a team. The way we have trained our officers is the same way we have trained the agents, so they understand the process. So we all have to work together as a team in that polling station, so that we make the referendum a success. Referendum cannot be a success by the commission by itself. It is also the conduct of the citizens. It is the conduct of the referendum committees. All of us have a responsibility to make this referendum a success.
All right. Quick on Navy, what will you guys actually be doing? You'll be there, well, 5 o'clock or 5:30. Then what? What are you looking for?
We're going to be tallying the number of Kenyan Asian voters there are, because we'd like to increase political participation in preparation for 2012. But in addition to that, we're going to be doing general observations on whether there's any campaigning going on around the polling station, whether there's any violence, whether there's any intimidation. If there are any irregularities with voting, then observers do have the right to interact with the presiding officer and see, what's going on and why isn't the IIEC's guidelines being followed. But in general, just to report back and say that yes, this election was performed in a fair and just manner, where everyone was given an equal chance to cast their vote and express their opinion.
Right, Zahid, as a citizen, without necessarily going yes or no, not even allowed to do that anymore, do you feel optimistic about the aftermath of the referendum?
I think so too. I think first of all, I think the whole equation of where this referendum sits is very different from the 2007-8 election, in the sense that we haven't got that much antagonism on the ground. We've had. I'm very encouraged by the messages of peace over the last 24 hours. I think that the peace rally held at the KICC this evening was very good. Both the camps have got together and issued messages of peace. In addition, the government has poured in extra security all over the country. And I think the mood right now all over the country is that we would like a new constitution, but above all, we would like peace. I think we would, Kenyans have said, we don't want violence, we've seen enough. And I think above all, I think the entire country is depending on an election which is free and fair to bring stability. It'll have an impact on what happens after this in terms of investment, in terms of security, and in terms of the long-term future of Kenya. So I think as a country we don't have a choice, but we also have a citizenry that has experienced violence, that has gone through what we all abhor, and will make sure that I think they are the last guardians of making sure that we have a free and fair referendum.
All right, one last one, Winnie, only one couple of last ones. When do we expect results? That's a big question. We vote on, we vote tomorrow.
There's Thursday and Friday coming up. When are we going to expect to know yes or no?
It's really difficult to say when, but I must say that we are not going to take longer than 48 hours after election day.
48 hours is when? 48 hours from tomorrow morning or 48 hours from tomorrow evening?
Election day. Election day ends 4th midnight. That's when a day ends.
So 6th to midnight.
So it is
Friday night.
Friday night.
At the very latest.
We cannot go beyond that because we are not even allowed by law. So what we have done to make the process faster, we have streamed and we have set polling stations so that we have not more than 700 people voting in one place.
Which is good. So we don't have to line up for 5 hours again.
Well, it depends at what time. If you're all there at 6, then maybe. But please go at 6. But what I'm saying is that there is no polling station that will be counting more than 700 votes. And the vote is just yes and no. It's not 3 different votes, like for MP, president, and so on. It is one vote, yes or no. So we don't expect at the polling stations for people to take long to start, to start bringing results. What will happen is, because the law does not allow us to say that that is the final result, the one that will come to the screen, we have to wait for Mandera to bring their Form 7 for us to be able to tally at Bomas.
But they may come first,
we have to wait for Fafi and North Hor and Turkana. They have to come physically. But we have really tried to kill that travel time by airlifting all these difficult areas. The large part of the upper part of the country coming down to Lamu sides, we are going to airlift all these people back. So we'll be hopping the chopper or the chartered flight will be picking from different polling stations and bring them into Nairobi. In the places where we have commercial flights, some of them we know they cannot miss the 7 o'clock flight, because if they miss the 7 o'clock flight, we don't know what they are doing.
And threaten all the air.
They must come in. So everybody has timelines. Every particular returning officer has a deadline in which we must receive results. And we have said no presiding officer, no returning officer is going to come into Bomas 36 hours after. They must have landed by that time. So we have no reason to delay results. As soon as we are ready with the results, because we are going to be tallying the Form 8, the one that the chairman is going to read the result from, is going to be continuously updated and verified. As we wait for one constituency to another, we are checking and making sure there's no errors, so that when the 210th constituency drops their whatever, we
Ready
just
to roll.
tally it in, and we are ready to announce results.